What is up, everybody? I'm the Retro Nerd, and it's 8:02 a.m. in the morning here in Arizona. But you don't care what time it is or where I'm at. The only time you really care about is... it's Clobberin time! That's the time you care about. You don't care about what physical time it is. This is the time you care about. It's Clobberin time, and yes, we are playing WCW Mayhem. Those terrible, terrible WCW games. There's only been 2 fantastic WCW games, along with like Nitro and Thunder, that are mediocre. And then you got these terrible games like Mayhem and Backstage Assault. God, these are horrible. I mean, look at what Aki did with World Tour and Revenge. I mean, yeah, the hand positions aren't, you know, the graphics in the hands aren't that great, but at least all these wrestlers don't have the same fucking pose where they're like, "Ooh, I'm a retard." Dirt, 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 dirt. They like walk out and their fingers are like stuck together and everything, and their thumbs, and they're just like, "Oh, I got cuffed hands." It's like, if you're gonna let Aki make your games and make them really awesome, why would you go back a step to what WWF was using for like Attitude and Warzone and shit like that? Why would you go back a step and see that WWF is progressing by going to Aki and then, you know, doing the SmackDown games and getting better games to where you're like, hey, we had good games to begin with. Hey, let's go back and go get this shitty developer to make our games and make our characters look and our wrestlers look really fucking terrible and dorky and mentally handicapped all at the same time. I mean, they all got derp faces and everything. Just not that, but you know, you have to put in button combinations once you grapple a person, and like up down is like, once again, it's going back to Attitude, you know, WWF Attitude and Warzone and ECW games. But I'm not too mad about the ECW games because they didn't have a lot of money to begin with, so what they got is, at least they got a couple games out of it, you know. So hey, a couple games is better than nothing for their run. But I mean, like, why would you go back to where you had simplistic controls, you know, good looking wrestlers, and, you know, just an overall fun experience for your fans, and go back to this really complicated thing that your fans have to learn all these moves and stuff for, instead of having something so easy like the Aki engine run it, you know. And you just go back to what WWF is improving upon by going to Aki and then going, you know, to like THQ and stuff for their SmackDown series. Instead, WCW is like, nah, let's just fucking go backwards and make terrible WCW games. It's like, really? Maybe if you weren't paying Kevin Nash like fucking like $5 million a year, maybe you could fucking afford, you know, to make actually good games and maybe actually make some money off of them instead of fucking doing this bullshit. Anyways, guys, my rant's over on this game. This game sucks. Don't bother playing it. This one's at least better than Backstage Assault, I'll give it that. But yeah, my rant's over. Anyways, guys, Retro Nerd out, and we were watching an episode of It's Clobberin Time. We were playing WCW Mayhem, blah blah blah. Anyways, Retro Nerd out.
It looks like he was hurt from that last move. Gutbuster! Where did that move come from? Curt Hennig is suffering somewhat after that move. Irish whip! In all my years in professional wrestling, I've never seen anything like it. I'd have to say that he's been stunned by what's gone on so far. one staggered Hennig.
That one caught him full.
That move looked like it wounded him. Oh, if that's what hit him, just tell him it was a train named Big Sexy. That series of attacks is looking like it's catching up with Hennig. Nash is really taking it to his opponent.